What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Phaithful Phanatics show. As always, we are live here on DSM-Media's Twitter and YouTube channel. Guys, first and foremost, if you are new to the channel, make sure to check us out on Twitter at DSM_media is where you can find us. Make sure to hit that follow button. But more importantly, check out the YouTube link. It's in our link tree, in our bio. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends, family, any other Philly sports fans, Eagles fans, Sixers fans, whatever they're into, that you may know that could enjoy the content. I'm one half of your host, Dylan Davis. To my right today, my faithful co-host, Scotty. The Sixers come away with a 2-point win on Monday night against the Clippers in Paul George's return. We're going to talk about that a little later on in the show. What's going on with Jared McCain and just getting healthier because the injury report is stacking up again. It seems to start early on in this year, man. But more importantly, more specifically, we got Eagles to talk about. You were down at the link on a cold, windy Sunday night against the Lions. And the Birds come away with another ugly victory over an NFC North team, 16-9 against the Lions. And it's funny, man, the way we started last week's show, they beat the Packers in Lambeau. They only scored 10 points. It's incredibly ugly to watch. And we start off by focusing on the negative. We focus on the drama, the circus, the A.J. Brown comments, the Twitch stream, all of that stuff. I'm choosing not to do that because more reports are circulating, over the last day or two from Derek Gunn. And when Derek Gunn normally speaks, man, you listen, right? More so than other people, other reporters that follow the Eagles or just follow the NFL. You normally listen, and should we be listening? Probably. Maybe there's something there about Jalen, whatever the case may be. But I'm choosing to ignore the drama to start the show. I'm choosing to ignore the negatives to start the show because this defense, Scotty, this defense is on another level. And the Jalen Phillips addition just over the course of 2 games, man, he doubled down by saying it's the best thing to happen to him. I'm doubling down by saying it's the best thing to happen to the Eagles or Philly sports in the last however many months, this calendar year. What has happened to this defense, the transformation of this defensive line specifically, dude? They went from a weakness on that side of the ball on this team to arguably the most dominant unit in football over the last 2 weeks. Jalix Hunt across from Jalen Phillips is the most dominant tandem over the last 2 weeks. Nakobe Dean coming back, adding depth to that linebacker position, not missing a step, maybe even looking better than he did at times last season, healthy, Scotty. The back end, Cooper DeJean gets a tip interception. I didn't even talk about how good Jordan Davis was. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week this past week. Jalen Carter, they just continue to bat balls. 0 for 5 Detroit was on fourth downs. This defense is fucking incredible, dude. So I'd love to start there with you today, if you please, rather than the drama that continues to surround this 8-2 football team.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely got to give a lot of props to the defense. You going in there against a Lions team that ranked in the tops of the NFL. When it comes to offensive metrics, you look across the field, there's a ton of weapons. We got to see a little bit of it with Jamison Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. And obviously the defense was able to turn, Jared Goff on his head. And he did not have, obviously not a good game, not even close to a good game. He wasn't able to get any type of rhythm going with that offense. And they did their normal aggressive play calling style, right? Dan Campbell did take over the play calling going into this game. That was a big change for them coming into this game. They go 0 for 5 on fourth down conversion attempts. That's obviously huge. I think it just speaks to the big spot nature of this defense, which is kind of similar to last year. And that's where my mindset, or where my mind goes. I shouldn't say my mindset, but my mind goes to last year, that defense. How does it compare to this defense? Could this defense be ultimately better than that defense? And, I'm coming out of these last 2 weeks, and I'm thinking it's a possibility, man. We'll go into Dallas. We'll get to see it against another great offensive unit,
for sure.
Another great wide receiver tandem, a quarterback that's playing really well. So it's another test, and I would say it's even a level up from some of the tests that we've seen so far with the way the Dallas Cowboys have played offensively. But ultimately, I'm looking at this defense. They have the big spot, show up nature, that type of thing. They make big plays in big spots. obviously on the fourth down attempts, in the fourth quarter when you need to stop, getting turnovers, different things like that. But they also are just consistent. These last 2 weeks, they have been getting stops across the board, man. And that it shows up in the scoreboard, right? Like that's how you see a Packers team end up with 10 points or a Lions team end up with 9 points in this game. And these are top offenses that we're talking about here, man. That's how it works out that way. But I think you hit the nail on the head. Jalen Phillips' addition to this defense is ridiculous. We talked about it on previous shows. He's just a different size of edge, man. He's a fucking monster on the outside of that defensive line. And then you throw in Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and it just turns into mayhem. But I do think something else that I wanted to throw in there, man, was Adoree Jackson in that game as well.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 weeks, bro, we gave him a little bit of slack, or we kind of threw it under the bus with the Packers because of the lack of weapons. This week, you're out there against Jamison Williams. You're out there against Amon-Ra St. Brown, those Lions weapons, and he held his own, and that is really, really all you can ask of him. I'm just wondering if he's starting to get better, if he's starting to find his place in the defense opposite
would be
of Q.
humongous, man.
Something that was pointed out as well was the adjustment to Quinyon Mitchell and how Vic Fangio's using him now. They're putting him on the wide side of the field every time, right? So the guy that if you know how the hash marks move side to side, if you're on the wide side of that field, Quinyon's getting that responsibility over there, which is obviously going to be the harder responsibility, but they're willing to switch him over to the right side now as well, right? So it is interesting just seeing Vic Fangio move all these pieces around. You mentioned Nakobe Dean, monster added to that linebacking core where Jahad Campbell was already playing very good. Nakobe Dean might be playing better right now.
What he did to that right tackle, or I don't know if I can't quite remember if they threw a tight end over there to chip him, or if it was the right tackle that he simply.
He doesn't have a name anymore. Yeah, he destroyed him.
My God, dude, that man was in for a long night because obviously that's the same side Jalen Phillips lines up.
Yeah,
just getting tortured.
Keeping up with Jahmyr Gibbs on the outside too, just to TR's point there, his speed. I mean, he's back.
On like that wheel route play. Yeah. Look, I do have a Vic Fangio point to bring up in a couple minutes to you, just a little fun segment. But no, to your point, like the Lions game was cool, right? It was Jalen Phillips' first game. You're in Lambeau. People have a lot of thoughts about the Packers game. Excuse me, sorry. People have a lot of thoughts about Jordan Love, obviously Josh Jacobs, etc. That offense can be good, but we've also seen them lay eggs against the likes of the Panthers, the Browns. So they're an up and down team. This was a Lions offense that came into the link on Sunday night, averaging 30 points a game. Just 44 the week prior against, Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders, but 44 the week prior, 30 points per game. I believe second or third in yards per game as an offensive unit. And Scotty, man, they didn't just beat them. They didn't just beat them up.
Yeah.
They knocked them completely off of everything they wanted to do, man. Jared Goff was 14 of 37.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm trying to. They had no idea what to do outside of two dump off passes to Jahmyr Gibbs that went for 40 something and 50 something a pop. Outside of those two plays, and there was a throw to Jamison Williams that he scores on. They had three bigger chunk size plays. Outside of that, this Detroit Lions offense could do nothing. They could do nothing in short yardage. They tried a fake punt. They had first and goal inside the 10 that they ended up going for, and Goff just completely. I mean, that's a walk-in touchdown to the tight end on the crossing route. Just completely misses him. But why did he miss them, Scotty?
He lines in his head,
Jalen Phillips and what they've been doing all night long to him. What they just did to one of the best offenses in football is incredible. It's remarkable, man, because it brings me to the next point, because it brings me to the offensive side of things, right? Because, of course, the offense didn't seem to get out of their own way again. Kevin Patullo continues to take steps backwards. A.J. Brown stops running on yet another go ball down the sideline. The offensive line is not playing well. They're getting beat up. The tush push continues to get stopped. Sirianni makes the questionable decision at the end of the game to not punt the ball away when you're up 10. A lot of things that the offense made where, you were scratching your heads on. the defense kept giving the Eagles offense the ball inside of Detroit territory, and they're coming away with nothing. They're not burying them.
Frustrating. Yeah.
But, it takes me back to the 2023 comparison. Because, yes, they're 8-2. But in 2023, we kept ignoring the red flags. Right?
Yeah.
They're beating good teams. They beat the Bills. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Cowboys. But there's all these red flags. The problem in 23 was you had a bottom 2 defense, if not the worst defense in the National Football League. You are not going to win a lot of football games if your defense is that bad. We're proof of it that year. The Bengals have been proof of it. There's a bunch of teams that are proof of it. It doesn't matter if you have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase or Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. It does not matter. If your defense is that bad, you're not going to find success in this league.
Yeah.
This is on the other side of it. Because even as bad as the offense has been, you can still win football games with a defense as dominant as this one. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Does the offense need to play better? 1,000% yes. Do I believe they will? Yes. Do I think they do a complete 180? No, I don't think this team just, boom, figures it out all of a sudden. They're averaging 29 points per game in the second half of the season. No, I don't think that's the case. But what is that marker you and I were talking about before the show? Because are you going to win playoff games? Are you going to win a Super Bowl scoring 10 or 16? I would say no, right?
Probably not, yeah.
But what's the mark?
Right.
21? With this defense, what's that number you're looking to get to? Because it's not like, they're doing this to the Lions, to the Chiefs, to the Packers, to the Bucks. And they came back from the Rams. That wasn't the defense necessarily. But how many more teams do they have to stack up on their resume before you go, okay, you can keep winning football games like this?
Yeah, no, it's such an interesting question because immediately as you're talking there, man, what I'm thinking, like the next level of test that you could possibly throw at this defense is a mobile quarterback, I guess. Like, and I say that, but I think back and like they've already beaten Patrick Mahomes this year before the defense got better than what it is, what it was at that time. So it's like
Darius Smith was making plays in that game.
Right, exactly. So I do think still that is like the next test, right? Because we've been able to dominate these last 2 teams. These are pocket passing quarterbacks at the end of the night. Jared Goff is not getting out of that pocket. We were able to collapse that pocket. We were able to deflect balls at the line. Like we were able to obviously dominate him. Same thing with Jordan Love in a sense, right? We were just able to get in his face, get in his head early, and it ultimately threw him off for the game. What happens when a guy is able to get out of the pocket, make some moves with his legs? I guess Bo Nix kind of did that to us when Denver played, right? Like he was able to get out of the pocket a little bit. But when I say that, my mind is going to the AFC at that point. Like we have dominated every NFC team that we've played for the most part. I mean, the Giants beat us on a short week. They took care of business. They smashed us in our mouth. Like they did what they had to do in that Thursday Night Football. I'm not taking anything away from the Giants. They just had that big spark of Dart and Cam like coming right at the perfect moment. But outside of that, we've I won't say dominant. We beat the Rams in Philadelphia. We were able to come back in that game. But what is Stafford? He's not a guy that's getting outside of the pocket. No. So if the Eagles, we have to see them dominate that Rams offensive line the way that they have these last 2 weeks. But another stationary quarterback that is playing at a high level in the NFC, why can't we get in Matthew Stafford's head? Why can't our defensive line do that?
And they've done it over the last time. Maybe not gotten to Stafford's head the last game, but like they're 3-0 over Stafford over the last 2 years. And to your point, they've dominated everyone in the NFC this year. And obviously, personnel is different. Defensively, they're different than last year. But you go back to last year, you mentioned the AFC. I mean, they beat Mahomes 3 straight times. They beat Lamar last year. They beat Burrow last year. The year before that, they beat Josh Allen. Like they dominate everybody, brother. Yeah. And this defense is dominating people right now. Yeah. But to give credit to the guy that's leading the charge, that's wearing number 1, what are they now? 27-3 in their last 30 games, or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was 24. I don't know what the number is. It's in the mid to high 20s and 3 in their last whatever games with Jalen Hurts under center. He's just a winner, bro. And I love this comment from TR because people do get weary and they take it too far Like people hear the comparison, they go, "How dare you compare them to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?" No one's comparing them literally to the two GOATs of all time. The style in which those teams played and won football games over a long stretch is similar to right now. I mean, because again, we're not talking about just an 8-2 record in which this team is doing this, man. The Broncos are like, yeah, you can have teams that haven't had success recently, have a good season, and then try to make those comparisons. That's silly. This is a 30 plus game sample size now as to this team continuing to win football games, and that's how they're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this. I just want to throw this question to you. I want to throw it to TR because I believe it was Tyrone Johnson. I saw on Twitter on the Craig Carton show. We brought this up when talking about the offense and Jalen. And no one's saying that if this is true, no one's saying that they should be doing that or it's right, but it's almost as if the mindset, their offensive philosophy is to just do enough to get the win each and every week, whether that's on the backs of them, whether that's the defense dominating, whether that's special teams making plays, whatever it is, they just do enough. It doesn't look sexy. It doesn't look pretty. In fact, it's pretty infuriating at times, but they just do enough. To TR's point, they don't turn the ball over. And if they do turn the ball over once in a game, the defense goes and gets it back once or twice and they win that battle. They just do what it takes to win that specific game. They're not worried about down the road. They're not worried about Jet. They're worried about the task the next 4 hours. And what does this recipe call for? Not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do because you do have the talent to just blow the doors off of people. But when you're winning football games, it's weird.
It's so interesting, man, because I'm starting to think around it, and exactly what you said, what Tyrone said. I mean, if they're playing risk-averse football, it's very clear that they're playing risk-averse football. I think on the 3rd and longs where you see those running back draws, that's very clear. The thing that I was going to ask you going into this game against the Lions, outdoors, wind advisory, is it wrong to play risk averse? Like there are right and there are wrong times to, I guess, judge that type of football play. And I think this game specifically was the perfect time to play risk averse football. It worked out.
Agreed.
I also
was like below freezing the week before. Like
I also wonder, like, I get it because our expectations are so high. We're defending Super Bowl champions. Like, we want to get back there. I get it. Kevin Patullo is a first-year offensive coordinator. Like, I know it's going to sound like a Kevin Patullo apologist right now. I get it. I get how it's going to come out. But it's his first year coaching this offense. You look around the offense, there are a lot of options on this offense. Now, the route tree, that's its own thing. I've told you this throughout the season. I think that's a Nick Sirianni thing. I think that is his system. I think we've seen those routes before. And I think that's very apparent. It came up through Brian Johnson. It came up through Nick Sirianni calling plays during his first year coaching the team, where he was trying to mix in with Shane Steichen and eventually had to hand it over. I think these are Sirianni's concepts. I think Kevin Patullo has the concepts. He has some plays. Sure. He calls within those concepts. Along with those concepts, is he also just being coached himself to call risk-averse football? And that's what it ultimately is running through my head right now. To answer your question, they need to be better, obviously. Like, they have to put up more points. It's inexcusable to put up the numbers that they've put up the last few weeks specifically, but when your defense is playing so lights out, man, like getting after the quarterback the way they were, do you have to take risks?
I do have one Patullo thing to add on to that. That is a negative, but we just mentioned, like, if that is their offensive philosophy, what makes me scratch my head, and I love the aggressiveness that Nick brings. It's what he's brought since day one, right?
Yeah.
But my question is, if you're going to implement that philosophy for basically 57 minutes of a 60-minute football game, the last 2 weeks, he has made 2 head-scratching calls at the end of close games.
A great point. That is a great point.
The Packers game was a little different. The Packers game was a 3-point game. You're at like the 35, whatever.
Yeah.
You throw it deep. It doesn't work out, whatever. This was a 10-point game. You've seen what your defenses look like all night long.
Yeah.
At your own what? 28, 30, wherever we were at that point in time. Like, I literally, like, I texted my uncle during this because you were at the game. Like, if not that the Lions would, because you still need 7, so you do try to get the 7 first. But to save time, the Lions theoretically like could have just on first and 10 kicked a field goal to save time and then try to get the ball back because of where you gave them the ball, bro. That was dumb, dude.
That
like,
was really
and
dumb.
I know it's like, oh well, it's the tush push. What's the odds they stop it?
It is contradicting too.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're so risk adverse the whole game, but then you put your team in a jeopardizing spot. Because, all right, you would think calculation, like number-wise, you should get the tush push 1 out of 2 tries.
Yeah.
But what were we during that game? 1 for 5 up until that point?
I think the only one we got was the touchdown. Yeah, right. I think that was the only one we converted.
Brother, you're up 10, 2 and some minutes change left.
Yeah.
Punt the fucking ball, man.
And the way the defense is playing once again, man. Like,
I saw someone throw out the idea, well, you know, what has a higher percentage chance of happening or not happening? The tush push getting stopped for the second straight play, or a blocked punt, or a big return, or the win. It's like, dude, I'll roll the dice on the blocked punt or so. Like, put the fucking ball away and let your defense get back to work.
This is a great point as well.
It could have gotten scary at the end.
Yeah. You got Lane Johnson out. You know, Cam's been beat up all season. Guys in and out of the offensive line, right? You might not be able to run this as efficiently as you used to.
I know people have brought it up early in the season, comparing, you know, when talking about the run game specifically. Like, Tyler Steen is not Mekhi Becton.
Yeah. It's not even that Steen is horrible. It's not that. It's not even that he's bad.
He's simply just not like 6'8".
He's not, he's not a monster.
Right. So it's like, so you have Steen instead of Becton from last year's tush pushes. Brett Tothson for Cam Jurgens. Lane's out. Also, can you explain
Landon's beat up?
Maybe I am wrong about this. Maybe they've been doing this for weeks in a row now, but it happened because of him on the false start and they had to punt the ball away. Why the fuck is Darius Cooper in on those tush push packages? He hasn't always been in on those tush push packages.
Man, is he? And correct me if I'm wrong. Is he in instead of AJ?
I think so.
And this brings us back to TR's comment again regarding AJ. Is he healthy, man?
Yeah, I know.
Is he healthy? Like, I have to, like, I want to give him that excuse that he's not healthy. Like, that's what I want to do, just to make myself feel better about his situation. Yeah. Because he doesn't, seeing him in person, like, watching him on the field specifically, able to see everything, it just did not look right.
It's either the only thing I will say, health or not, brother, like, if you are going to talk the talk the way you have been, if you give up on one more route because you weren't expecting the ball, you're going to get a CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens treatment if I'm Nick Sirianni. You're going to sit your ass on the sideline for a possession or two because, brother, you're stirring all this drama. And I liked what listen, I respect his comments made this past week addressing it. I still don't believe you should do what he does. I ripped him last week for
apparently
in public.
Made a commitment.
Him wanting to be involved in the help. What was that?
He apparently made a commitment to Jeff Lurie going into this game that he's going to keep his frustrations off social media as well. So
great.
Yeah.
But you essentially just posterized your frustrations giving up on a route because you didn't think the ball was going to work. And that's like the second time in 2 weeks you've done that. So that is infuriating to watch. The other thing I was going to say to TR's point about the lack of run game and to your Patullo point.
Yeah.
That's honestly, bro, it's my biggest frustration watching Kevin Patullo call plays. You may be 1,000% correct. Maybe this is Nick Sirianni's offense. It's the cards Kevin Patullo's dealt, and he has to deal.
It's benefit of doubt.
Play the game, right? That's benefit of doubt. But he has to play the game. He has to play the game with those chips, right? My problem is there is zero rhythm. And this is where I'm going to need Jalen to start to be more assertive over this.
Yeah.
Because the runs up the middle, I agree with you. Martian, with TR, excuse me. It's either pass, or run.
Yeah.
He did it, I want to say, the first 3 possessions on Sunday night, Scotty. He came out, and 4 of the first 5 plays were passes. The first 3 were passes, then he mixed in a run, and then like the next 2 or 3 were throws.
Yeah.
And then we punted or whatever. He got the ball the next possession and went first down run, second down run, third down run, punt the ball away. He got the ball after that. Oh, well, the run didn't work last drive, so he went pass. My brother in Christ, you are allowed to mix it up.
Yeah.
You are allowed to go 1st and 10 run, 2nd and 10 play action. See where you're at on 3rd down. You got a 3rd and 2 and you want to give a draw to Saquon? Be my guest. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Whatever, man. But oh my effing God. If I see one more series of only one type of offense, I am going to lose my mind. And I say it again, it's not just the Eagles and Patullo, because every team at every level does it. But my God, if you throw the ball on 1st and 10 and it is incomplete, I'm tired of having to say this joke when I watch games with people, man. Stop running the ball on 2nd and 10. Dude, they do it every game, multiple times a game. Ask me what happens on each and every one of those possessions. That run equates to nothing better than 3rd and 8. It's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10. They throw it on 3rd and long. They punt the ball away the next play. If you throw an incompletion on 1st and 10, throw the fucking ball on 2nd and 10 and try to put yourself in a better position on 3rd down. Instead, they run a draw out of the gun that gets stuffed within 1.5 yards, and here we are at 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Fuck.
They're just trying to mix it up, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Like that. Like
Dylan's just trying to mix it up.
Like, oh my fucking.
It does.
God.
It just, the offense, when you watch it, it just feels, it looks off rhythm. Like something is disconnected.
It looks so much more difficult than it needs to be with this. Like, dude,
I
watch bad quarterbacks. I watch bad wide receivers be able to move the ball down the field at times. Yeah. And it's like every possession feels so hard for us. But the last thing I'll say, and then I'll throw it to you, whatever else you got, is like, I just keep thinking back to the Rams game, because the Rams seem to be the team right now that like we're on a collision course to meet in the postseason again. And maybe that's the NFC Championship game. I don't know. But obviously that was not a game the defense shut down. I'm not looking at the comment yet. I want to finish this because I know I'm going to get thrown off by whatever he said. But when we talk about the offense being able to flip a switch, is just doing enough. The Rams game was kind of it, right? Like, it was the one game this year this defense didn't have it.
Yeah.
And the offense came back down 19 in the second half. So it's just interesting to think about. Now let me read these. All right, that is pretty funny.
It's I feel you, because they had to come back in that game, and it kind of put the offenses back against the wall. Mm-hmm. Now you have to open that playbook up, and it's almost like teams just aren't making them do that, right? Like, they just haven't been forced into a situation where they're down 2 possessions with limited time and have to make offense happen urgently. Like, and I'm not using that as an excuse. Once again, it's frustrating. Like, I'm not like throwing it. I'm just like saying, like, according to your point that you just pointed out, that was the one case. I think the other one would be, well, no, we were up against the Broncos. That was in reverse.
Yeah,
actually.
They came back against us, which was very annoying. But no, I do agree with Martian on these points. It's going to be interesting.
We've had moments, and this is what we talked about I can't remember, like it was probably early on last year. I can't remember if we even talked about it this offseason because it is a thing with Nick Sirianni, man. We have had these complaints while they are like exasperated right now. They're at the top. They're escalated right now. These complaints have been escalated to the manager, right? Like we've had different levels of it each year. Even last year with Kellen Moore, there was moments throughout the beginning part of that season where we're like, what the fuck is going on? Right? They were running the football, they were doing different things, but the passing offense was not getting going. Year before that, right? We had the Brian Johnson bullshit. You had the 1 year full-time Shane Steichen, you get to the Super Bowl. You 1 year full-time Kellen Moore, you get to the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni, this is his offense.
Right.
This is his offense.
And
it will be.
I do kind of agree with you, man, because it's like when they have the outside hires, like these guys that were, and I know Steichen was here in year one,
minds of
like,
their own.
when they had Kellen Moore, whatever, they had these guys that come in, they're handed the keys, and it's basically, hey, Nick, you stay over here. Brian Johnson hired from within. Kevin Patullo promoted from within. And now it's like Nick is still the overseer of everything. Like bro, think about the freedom. Think about the dagger play. What does Kellen says to him? We score, it's over. Nick just keeps walking and goes, call it or call whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that is Kellen Moore's offense. This is like the oversight in a box. That is not to give grace to Kevin Patullo. I'm just saying there are similarities to your point that it just maybe is design.
Because when you have Kellen Moore, who has been a successful offensive coordinator in the NFL, Shane Steichen, that has even had a little bit of success himself before he came in with Nick, it's like, how often did those guys in the meetings about the offense combat Nick Sirianni compared to Brian Johnson and I was about to forget his name, Patullo, KP. I'm with you guys. Throw this guy out. Like he should have never been hired. That is the glaring point. We can't do the first year, offensive coordinator. We're beyond that as a football team. We need a guy with experience. And the thing that sucks, man, it's just going to be so hard to find an offensive version of Vic Fangio, and that's the basis of where we always get back to with Sirianni.
I do want to say something about this, but
listen,
I'm choosing peace today. I'm ignoring
comments, but I will
address.
I'm not hearing that.
I will address the talking point in the comments.
Yeah,
people keep complaining about Jalen Hurts, and it's never going to stop. Apparently, even from Derek Gunn, there are people within the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts. Okay.
Yeah.
Just let me ask you this. So, like, Jalen can't throw against zone defense. Too hard. It's too difficult. Well, can Jared Goff throw against zone defense? Can Jordan Love throw against zone defense? Can Patrick Mahomes throw against zone defense? Can that, my point is, everyone always has the critiques and the criticisms, right? Because the guy doesn't have gaudy stats. He's 14 of 28, 135 yards, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy across the field was 14 of 37 with a pick and looked like you've seen Ghost all night. The guy before that last week turned the ball over more and was terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I feel it, man. I think that's fair, Pumper. Like I get that.
Sure. But no, who has our elite defense? Like, who are we going to play that has our elite defense that you are concerned about in the future? I'm willing to hear you out. My point is, our defense is on another level than any of the contenders' defenses are. And I'm waiting to see one, because there's one specifically that I could think of, and it's the perfect counter. And the one would be, the Rams. The Rams defense is pretty. What happened earlier in the year against the Rams defense, Scotty?
It's what I keep coming back to.
And wait, and what happened against the Vikings pass defense a couple weeks ago? Because that was a pretty good defense. So I don't know.
It's not the quarterback for me, man. Like we've seen.
I don't disagree with the
second
second point, Pumper. I agree. They can't keep going 3 and out. There's too much talent that they are doing so with. Fair. Fair point.
No, I don't know. I've watched Jalen Hurts. The proof is in the pudding at this point. Like, he wins football games. He knows when to elevate his play, when he needs to take his play to the next level, play Superman level football. We've seen it, man. So, like, I do feel you. It needs corrected, and it needs corrected ASAP. And yeah, I think the frustration levels are up because we are in week 12 now, right? And it is time to start figuring some things out. But if it clicks, man. And all it takes is one time for it to click. And all of a sudden, we're going to be saying we're back because what? The talent is there on the offensive side.
I agree, man. And I know people get concerned with it because what are the odds that it can turn around so quickly? But it reminds me of last year a bit. And we have the evidence in the few games this year. I mean, what were the question marks in week 12 or 13 last year, Scotty? The passing game, right? We had the Panthers game, which was terrible, and AJ makes comments at his locker, and people start spinning with it. What do they do against the Steelers the very next week? Well, everyone can shut the fuck up now, and we go on to win a Super Bowl. This year, we have questions about the passing game. We have questions about the offense. Well, the Rams game and the Vikings game and the Giants, it's not a consistent. It's just, again, playing to what they need to play to get a win. And when you do get to that next level, when you do get to January football and potentially, hopefully, February football, he just does what he does. Like, that's the faith that I have in our quarterback. Like, yeah, you guys can keep questioning the week-to-week shit in the regular season. Like you mentioned, the proof is in the pudding, man. He's done it 2 separate times on the biggest stage. I don't need to see more to understand if he's going to do it or not.
Maybe that is what rubs people the wrong way. Like, if there is somebody in the organization, if it is AJ Brown that it rubs the wrong way, maybe it is just that. And maybe it is what it takes to be a significant leader on a dynasty football team. We have never seen a dynasty in Philadelphia, so we really wouldn't know what it looks like. If I'm being fair. So I'm just taking my winning quarterback and I'm rolling with him. I'm supporting him. And I'm just looking at him continue to stack up wins. Yes, it's not always pretty. Maybe that's what bothers people. Maybe they want to play pretty football. Maybe that's what it is, man.
And look, man, I'm not, again, people are going to take this, they're going to take this comparison, and they're going to run wild with it. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he is this person. But to TR's one comment about how the Patriots used to win Super Bowls, like the first few Super Bowls of Brady's career, like 03, 04, whatever, those years.
Before he became a maniacal genius.
They were winning Super Bowls like 17-14, 2014. Hell, the Rams Super Bowl in 2018? What was that score? 10-6 or 9-6?
How many interceptions did Donovan McNabb throw against the Patriots defense?
Right.
In the Super Bowl.
Right. And then, but also you have that Brady, you have that Patriots defense that can hold it down that way. But at the same time, you have the Falcons Super Bowl where he turns into Superman because he can turn into Superman on that stage. That's just how I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. I'm not saying anything close to that. I'm saying the action in with he plays to this level. He plays what it takes to win. The defense is dominant. Here's what we do. We win Super Bowl. Or I have to get in a shootout and I have to come from behind and I can do that. That's the confidence I have. Look, Pumper, I actually haven't hated your last couple comments, and I'm not going to say I hate this one, but I don't view, like, what do you, like, competent? Like, how has he looked incompetent would be like what Jared Goff looked like.
Exactly. It would be one thing if you had an in-game example opposite that looks like bad. Like, I don't know. I get it. He's not playing like great. No. I don't know, man. It's confusing. It's confusing when you continue to win football games. I'm not trying to undersell the frustration.
A few weeks ago when they won another football game, he threw 3 50-plus yard touchdowns and had a perfect passer rating.
Right. So, there was a wind advisory in this football game. Like, you can't just throw that out. Like, I felt it. The wind was blowing in my fucking face the entire game. My lips are still fucking chapped because I was fucking freezing from the wind, man.
Yeah.
That was real shit. So, like, neither quarterback was throwing the football efficiently in this football game. That's fine and fair. Jalen made the plays to win.
Look, and I'll even give him this a little, because I think that is people's concern with Jalen in his game is he doesn't tend to throw guys open like on a tight window. He's not going to be the guy that's going to throw you. So by timing, if that's what you mean, I'm not going to hate on that comment. But again, like when you're talking like he doesn't turn the football over. He's got like 25 plus total touchdowns to like 3 turnovers this season, 2 turnovers this season, whatever the fuck it is. He's got a perfect passer rating game. They're 8-2. They've beaten every big opponent thrown their way. Like, all right, they blew the Broncos game. That would have even put the icing on the cake. But the Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks, the Lions, the Packers, the Cowboys, who we're going to get again, the defense looked great against. So it's like, I don't know, man. There's just I love our fan base and I hate our fan base at the same time, because it's never. I don't want to say it's never enough, because I see the same things you all see. I get some of the frustrations.
It's tough. No, I get it. It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with Pumper with what he's saying. I get it, because
I will argue back a little bit with, because like
it is
not cutting it. It is cutting it. He's not turning the football over. They're playing good, like they're winning games. I get what you mean. Like they could have blown the doors off the Packers and the Lions if the offense looked a lot better.
Right.
It didn't. But the offense looked a lot better against the Giants and the Vikings the 2 games prior to that. So it's like, we'll see, man. It's waves, it's roller coasters. It's I don't know. I get tongue-tied trying to think of how I feel about it, because I am frustrated with the offense.
Yeah.
But I can also sit back and kind of realize that they're just going to keep winning football games. And I like winning football games. You can have the stats, you can have the flashiness, you can have the big numbers. I'll take winning football games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best way to put it. We'll just talk in circles here, man.
Right.
We've done it for 40 minutes, honestly, because we're saying the same thing. You know, they're winning football games. They're defensively oriented right now. They have a ton of talent on offense. It's underperforming. You just have to hope that they're going to get there. And while they're trying to get there, they're still better than like 99%.
Can I ask you in the comments a weird question? And you might not understand like what I'm trying to say off of it. Does it make you feel better that like the run game isn't going either? That sounds weird to say. Like, yeah, I feel great that Saquon can't get. No, it's not like that. Like the defense is the defense. Take that away, right? They're keeping you in all these games. But it's not like, because we keep talking about Jalen and the passing offense. It's not like, okay, I can point to one thing that continues to hold this team back. They continue to win games, and nothing on the offense is going. So, because my question to that is, what happens when it does?
Yeah.
Because it will. I promise you all, it will.
Well, that's kind of like my only concern with the offense long term is the health of the offensive line. Like, I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts, man. I think if the offensive line is playing well, he's going to play well. If they're protecting him, he's going to get the ball where it needs to get to. But that offensive line is not playing well. They're not healthy. Lane Johnson is now out, which Fred Johnson. I love Fred Johnson. I love that we acquired him. I have a lot more confidence than what I would if it was somebody else, but it's still Lane Johnson. That offensive line, is it going to get better this season?
I know, man. It has to, right?
It has to.
It has to. I'll say this. Look, the proof again. More proof is in the pudding. The Eagles win football games when Lane Johnson's on the football field. They tend not to in the past when he's not. Obviously, when you take Lane Johnson out, the drop off to anyone is going to be enormous.
Yeah,
but I am okay with Fred Johnson being on the right side of the offensive line. I need Cam Jurgens to take a week or something and get healthy for the for the runner, because I need Lane, and I think he'll be back come postseason time. I think they said like 4 weeks or something, somewhere in that area. Yeah. So he will return right to whatever. Fred Johnson, I can handle. I don't know that I can handle Brett Toth and Fred Johnson and Tyler Steen on the right side of this offensive line.
Yeah.
Because now we are far removed at this point from the best offensive line in football. People have to stop saying that. Like, if we are playing games with Brett Toth, Tyler Steen, and Fred Johnson on the right side, we have to stop talking about them as if they're the same top 2 unit in football. They're not.
Yeah.
So, Cam, that knee, whatever it is, please heal it the fuck up. Because
when you think about it, I mean, the offense, like, completely, I mean, it relies on it, right? Like, the timing, all of it, man. These are long, these deep throws that they're trying to pull off. The timing's off.
Brother, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's under center, who's running routes. If your offensive line is not good, you are not going to find success in this league. Yeah. Again, we talk about the Bengals defense, right? Because it's been so bad. How bad was this Bengal? Like, how many years did the Bengals spend trying to build up this line in front of Joe Burrow before they get him killed? Right. Yeah. So the Giants' offensive line in the past, like, if your offensive line stinks, you are going to struggle to move the football consistently for drive after drive after drive. And I think that's a big part of what you're seeing. But
I'll say this, man. Just to, I don't, if you have anything else, of course.
Oh, yes, I have one more. Go ahead.
Going into this upcoming week, it's once again the perfect setup, man. I thought maybe the Lions would be, but with the wind advisory outdoors, it wasn't. You're going down to Dallas. You're going to be in the Dome, and you're going to get to see this defense against an elite offense by the numbers with no weather implications, right? And so I'm excited to see what it looks like and see them at full strength, see another offense at full strength. And then in reverse, same thing with our offense. We get to see them out of the conditions. Can they get some rhythm going in an indoor stadium and get that offense flowing, man? It just feels like the perfect timing for a game in Dallas.
Especially because Greeny's talking about upset alert and because of what the Cowboys look like against the Raiders. So
keep talking it up, baby.
Yeah, if you need any bulletin board material, Jalen or Nick, there it is hanging for you already early this week. So it'll be exciting. The only thing I want to throw out there, man, kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let's say we go back to back. And assuming 85% of it is what's going on right now, the defense.
Yeah.
We go back to back. Vic Fangio is a top blank coach in Philadelphia history. Like, I know he's a coordinator, he's not the head coach, but they go back to back because this defense is looking like this. Vic Fangio is a top blank coach, manager, coordinator in the history of this city.
Well, coordinator, I mean, it would be the best, right? If you win two.
If they go back to back.
They would be the best, and it's like obviously an unbalanced team right now. And when it comes to coaches, I think that's where it gets really interesting because it's like, do you put him up over Nick Sirianni, right? Nick Sirianni did not win the Super Bowl without him.
I think and it's not a shot at Nick.
Who do you think is the better coach? I mean, Vic Fangio is probably he's definitely the better scheme understanding of football on the field, X's and O's. He's definitely the better coach in that standing, right? Maybe the player.
Because I think what I'm getting at is not to just go back to back. Let's say they win the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl 17-10 and 14-13. Like, the defense is doing what they're doing the last 2 weeks. That's why they win the Super Bowl.
I don't know, man. It's tough with Sirianni specifically because once I started to think about player relationships and I start to think about some of the problems that Vic Fangio had as specifically a head coach was building those player relationships, which obviously Nick Sirianni, from the looks of it appears to have a great handle on.
Right.
I think Sirianni, I mean, I'm just thinking of Eagles right now specifically, but I think Sirianni, he would go over Andy. He would go over.
Oh, he already is. Yeah,
he's over Andy. Yeah,
no, I agree.
Yeah.
After last year's Super Bowl, I came out and said it immediately. I said Jalen Hurts stamped best quarterback in Eagles history. Nick
Yeah.
Sirianni is now the best head coach in Eagles history. Obviously, Doug has one. He has one, but
Yeah.
he's been to 2. This would be Nick's second win
So
back
Vic
to
or
back
Doug?
for years. It goes there. But to what I'm to the point is, if they win it in that defensive fashion, Nick's an offensive minded guy. Did they win because of defense? They won both with Vic here. They lost the one without. Like, just like he would go down as one of the best coaches in Philadelphia history.
Yeah.
And he's been here for like a cup of fucking coffee.
Yeah. Top 5, top 6. Yeah. I think easily if you get another one specifically. I think right now, I mean, yeah, I guess he would have to get to another one because he wasn't here for that first one for Nick.
Yeah.
So we'd have to get to another one before he maybe could talk about him going over Doug. Maybe.
You know what's
I'm not
scary
trying to disrespect Doug either, though. Like, I'm not trying to.
Thought, though, like, how much longer does Vic decide to do this?
I know.
Like, how much of a sick bastard is he really to just continue, like, at this point of his life, to just continue to be a coordinator?
You know what it would be? It would be until this offense starts costing him wins.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that would be the breaking point, right? Like if his defense is performing the way it is right now, you're losing football games on a 2 consecutive season type of basis, right? Like that's where we'll see him leave. Yeah. Obviously, age will kick in at some point, but I would hope like what? I'm trying to think of windows right now. Whose window are we operating by defense? Jalen Carter's or like who? I don't know. I mean, I
think there's a bunch, bro. Like you can't lose Jalen, Coop, or Quinyon.
Right.
You just can't.
Right.
And by the way, bro, like I know they'll have to figure stuff out, but the very first question, do you remember the first question you asked me after the Jalen Phillips signing?
Yeah.
I can't have him go anywhere.
I feel you.
I can't have him. And now, like Jordan Davis was once a guy that I felt was replaceable. I can't have Jordan Davis.
I know.
Anywhere as of right now.
I saw a post and it had
so good.
It was showing like a list of our free agents going into this offseason. And I think it was like Nakobe Dean, Reed Blankenship, obviously Jalen Phillips, and then obviously you got, extensions that you have to get out as well. Reed Blankenship would be gone. I hate to say that. I love Reed, but he'd be gone, man. Dallas Goedert, gone. I like
Adoree Jackson out of his position last week.
But so Ringo.
Bro. The only time I hear Kelly Ringo's name is when he has a penalty on punt return or something. Yeah. But see, like punt man, I just don't know. Like Reed Blankenship has not been horrible. What part of the defense has been horrible? Like what? Maybe it's just how you talk. I don't know. But when you say things like competent and horrible, like in what? And is he the standout guy on defense? No. But in what world has this dude been bad at minimum?
It reminds me, though, Andrew Makuba. I know Vic Fangio shouted him out. We should shout him out, too. He's been better. He's obviously learning. So
who's been a freak also?
Maybe that, helps the Reed situation. Yeah. Not help Reed, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Brother, I don't care about PFF grades. Yeah. Don't come in here with PFF grades. It's the stupidest shit ever created. Moro Ojomo, by the way, has been a fucking animal.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet earlier. I don't know. I forget if it was ESP or who put it out, the numbers. Moro Ojomo is on pace to double what Milton Williams did last year. And Milton Williams got himself a $100 million payday this offseason.
Man, how are we going to keep all these guys?
Yeah, I know. So in terms of quarterback pressures, he is on pace to double what Milton Williams did. So
because I'm just thinking, obviously you let Milton go so that Moro Ojomo could find his shine within the defensive tackle unit, and he's turning into a better version of Milton Williams. So is it gonna become this thing between him and Jordan Davis? Let's not worry about it right now. We got a season to go after, a Super Bowl to go after. So we'll see, man. I think to your point, Jalen Phillips, man, he's becoming a priority. he's making himself a priority.
It's been so fucking good.
Because Nakobe Dean, Jalen Phillips.
That is true. That's tough. I mean,
I love Nakobe, but you have Jahad Camp. Like,
you do, but how much longer do we have Zach Bond for? So when Zach Bond moves on, be nice to have Nakobe and Jahad, but obviously, like Martian's saying, like Jalen Phillips is a fucking monster. Like, bro, he has been exactly what we talked about a little bit. Like,
yeah,
he's been that Hassan Reddick 2022 game record in such a short stint. And the beautiful thing about it, like the exciting part about it, is he didn't come in when we have a run of Marcus Mariota and then the Giants. Like he got inserted in Lambeau on Monday Night Football and then against the Lions on Sunday Night Football. Like two humongous matchups, playoff marquee matchups, and he came in and made his imprint immediately. So that's the fun thing with him, man. But all right, we are a fucking hour into this stream. I'm not gonna go too much longer. Let's talk some Sixers. Got a win the other night by 2, come from behind against the Clippers. They're now 8-5 on the season. 5-2 at the I almost said the Wells Fargo Center, the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Good point, man.
Gotta get used to that. Paul George makes his debut. All right. Paul George makes his debut, makes his first 3, then he gets fouled on a 3, goes 2 of 3 from the line. And then goes 1 for 8 for the rest of the game. I'm not going to crush Paul George. He played what? How many minutes did he play? He played 21 minutes, obviously on a minutes restriction last night. 9 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, was involved. Just continue to ease your way into it. We got a PG is hard. That contract aging like 2% milk. I mean, obviously, if you just, for sure. If you just look at the shooting numbers last night, he did not play well from that standpoint. I don't think that he necessarily looked slow on the defensive side or in transition. I don't think he looked lost. I think he was able to play make a bit for this team. I think Paul George is going to be I don't quit on the idea yet. I'm not sitting here talking about the big 3, right? I'm not trying to tote it out as this star that's going to come in and drop 25 a night. Right. But I think Paul George can have a very defined role within this starting 5, 17, 18, 19 points a game, 6, 7 rebounds a game, be active and lengthy on the defensive side, make a little. There's a role for Paul George to excel in still. There you go, Mark. Dude, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Yeah, no, it is. It's honestly perfect time for PG to return. Obviously, you have Oubre going out for maybe short term. We don't really know what's going on there with his knee, but Oubre out with an injury, so you need somebody to kind of fill the void that he has been able to play up to so far this season. And I think it just gives that perfect amount of minutes that you can give to Paul George. You had, Justin Edwards coming along. He was starting to look good, finding his role on the team. That's the big thing for me, man. Where we're at in the season right now, they're 8-5, they're 5th in the East. Like, I'm not coming to any like holistic type of conclusions. I just want to see some consistency at some point with this rotation, and it's not just like the Paul Georges, the Embiids, but the Jabari Walkers, the Trendon Watfords, those guys getting solidified in their roles. Maybe Jabari Walker isn't in the rotation. Like that's.
I think that's the point you're getting to. Yeah, I think that's what it needs to get to.
We need to let these guys get their normal roles night to night. I know that's going to vary for guys like Drum and guys that are
right. There's a boner right now. Yeah,
but like that power forward spot, it's getting switched. Barlow, Watford. Let's get a locked-in starter at the 4. Let's lock that in, and then let's lock that next guy that's coming in for him in as well. And then the guard rotation, man. You mentioned McCain earlier. We don't know what's going on there at all, really, right? He got sent down to the G League. You hope that he's like getting better, right? Like getting more in shape, whatever the case may be. But I want to see that guard rotation locked down. Like VJ needs to start to know
is
his
Nick
role
frustrating
permanently.
you with that at all? Because I said this to you before the show. Monday night's game, obviously, he comes back from the G League stint, only plays 5 minutes. He was like the 10th guy off the bench. Doesn't come back in the second half, and it was gonna be one of the talking points on the show, and it like exploded on Sixers Twitter.
Yeah.
Our friend John Barnard wrote an article on it, and like so, it's obviously getting a lot of people's attention, not just something that you and I were like, that's kind of interesting or weird. Is Nurse frustrating you with it? Because when you give the kid only 5 minutes, he didn't touch he touched the ball maybe twice on offense, swung it right away. He didn't put up a shot, no rebounds, no assists, no turnover, no nothing. Yeah. He's coming back from a long-term injury, so you would think like, all right, he's got to get his legs under him. Well, how do you get your legs under you? You play minutes, and it's not like he's on a minutes restriction. You're only playing him 5 goddamn minutes. So like, it almost feels. And listen, you're trying to win games right now, so I can't fully blame Nick Nurse. I'm trying to put out the guys that are going to help me win a basketball game the most, but it almost feels like he's giving up on Jared McCain. I'm not saying that he is for the season, for the future, anything. But, like, since McCain has returned, he got the splint off. It was big news in Sixers land. I don't think the kid's played more than 7 minutes in a night, dude. Like, you're not giving this kid a chance.
It's tough, man. It's tough because let's just use this Clippers game as an example. If McCain comes in the second half, do you win that basketball game? Like with him where he's at right now and like obviously just not in rhythm with this team right now, do you win that game against the Clippers in a game which you won by 2 points? And I get it, it's 1 out of 82. But it's just like what they ultimately need, they need like a blowout situation, whether it's one way or the other, to get him some heavy minutes in the game. Because
I don't totally disagree.
In a tight game, I don't know. Like, it's hard because Grimes, VJ, Maxey are all playing 36, 37 plus minutes a night. I think that the way you get him in the rotation is you cut down those VJ minutes with the way he's been playing of late. Right. I don't know if you want to do that either, though.
And obviously, position's different, size is different. I get defensively, things are different. But when you say, like, would you win that game with Jared McCain? Well, you won the game, and Justin Edwards was fucking putrid in, like, 19 minutes. Now, defensively, like, I'm not going to say he was horrible. McCain's undersized. They don't play the same position.
Yeah.
So things do change there. But, like, all right, do you win? They won by 2. Justin Edwards was 0 for 6.
No, I get it.
McCain comes in, bangs 2 threes in the side. Like, I don't know. Like, so it's not apples to apples there because they do play different positions. But I do agree. Your overall point to getting him in the game, yeah, he's going to need a guard spot to open up. It's not Maxey, obviously.
You take
Grimes
a minute away
too
from
good.
Grimes, yeah.
Right, you're not doing that. Or you go 3 guard. Like Nick did throw that idea around.
That's what I was gonna say. Like with VJ, it's been. I don't want to use the term disappointing because maybe he just was never going to be the guy that guards up.
Right.
I thought maybe he could guard some threes.
He does.
Right?
He does for some reason look so small.
Right?
And he's not. Like he's like, what is VJ?
6'6"? Yeah, he's like I think he's 6'4".
Is he?
I think he's 6'4", but still. He's lengthy.
I don't know.
Athletic,
the
obviously.
Only thing, and I know you mentioned it.
Needs to get some muscle.
I knew Pumper was going to hate it. It's just like, look, defensively, I'm glad he threw out that comment because we do agree. Like, I don't think he hasn't been what we've expected defensively, but like 14, 6, and 6, and a +4 in 37 minutes in a win on basically 50% shooting.
Yeah.
So again, when you say things like horrible and he's a bum and he's like, I just don't know what I'm watching.
Because I look at that minutes distribution. To your point, Maxey has 39 in this game. He's going off. Like, you're not taking Maxey out of the game. He's going to get his 40 plus minutes. Edgecombe is the one that sticks out, 37 minutes. Everybody else, I mean, to your point, Edwards, I think Oubre comes back. That removes Edwards from the rotation, right?
Yeah.
But it's just tough.
Yeah, and I think Trendon Watford, and obviously Oubre comes back, it does different things, but Trendon Watford to me should be getting basically all of Jabari Walker's minutes.
I agree.
I just don't think there's a need
Walker to be in.
To do that. Get ISO'd by Chris Dunn.
Yeah, I feel you.
Look, one-on-one down low. But it's the size looks a little concerning at the moment. I will say, in crunch time, I can throw you about 3 different video clips of VJ Edgecombe coming from behind with a ridiculous block off the glass, going the other way that results in a Sixers bucket that gives them the lead 3 different times this season in 13 games.
The
So
instincts are there. Yeah.
Like you can nitpick at you can say things like that, and I'm not going to totally disagree, but like 14, 6 and 6 has impacted the defensive side in ways late in games, whatever. How many missed? Hey, listen, man. No one knows more about those missed free throws than I do. Total by 2 points the other night.
That shit hurt.
That sucked. But like at the same time, like he hit clutch free throws in game 1 against Boston. I know he missed one down the stretch as well, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. I think like just to hate on the certain people that you hate on is pretty crazy to me. And then to throw a comment in there that we need Janai Broom minutes. It's like the most absurd fucking troll-like comment I've ever seen in my life.
I do want to shout out the man Tyrese Maxey. Like obviously we've hovered over him a little bit on the show. I don't know, man. Like, what is his limit? Like, where
is that Martian's comment? Tyrese Maxey is better than blank in the East.
I think right now the only guard that I am taking over Tyrese Maxey right now
in the East
is Cade Cunningham. And it's because of his size. Like he's like a fucking 6'6", 6'7" guard. The other guy I would throw in there is obviously Spida, but I think Maxey's doing Donovan Mitchell-like things right now. Like he's scoring at an elite clip, but
and Spider's a 2. That's the issue. Like Spider's a 2 guard. Like when they do play, Darius Garland's the point guard, even though.
But he is assisting too. He's averaging what 6 or 7? No, 7.7 assists per game right now. So
don't get it twisted. Tyrese Maxey is your point guard at the moment.
Yeah, to your point.
He's scoring like a 2 guard, but he is playing the point guard at the moment. So, there's not many players in the NBA, let alone guards. In the East or the NBA that are playing better than him in this campaign so far. Just continue to see, and I think that's been the nice thing. Like, yes, it's still a small sample size in terms of 82 games. It's only been 13, but like he's doing this on a nightly basis. I remember last year, the year before, there were spurts. He'd have this big coming out party, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's Tyrese Maxey's team. Even if Joel's out, they can win games. And then he truly looked like he could not be a number 1 option at the time. Like they just was overmatched. This year, you can win basketball games with Tyrese Maxey as your number 1 option. Yeah. I mean, dude, every night it's mid to high 30s, 6, 7, 8 assists, a big play down the stretch. It's ridiculous 3 or something. I mean, that 3 he hit the other night. I think Grimes hit a 3, and then Maxey hit like a 40-footer.
The
other night. Yeah. So it's exciting, man. They're in action tonight against the Raptors. They have a back-to-back tomorrow against the Bucks. I believe no Giannis. I think Giannis is out for a week or 2, maybe even longer. I could be wrong about that timeline, but
no PG tonight, I believe.
No PG, no Oubre, no Bona, no Joel. It is a back-to-back, so I'm assuming PG tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't know Joel tomorrow. I know Nick said that he's day-to-day, and he is okay. They're just seeing how it is day-to-day, so hopefully you get the full go of it tomorrow, because that is the next piece, right?
Yeah.
I know they're all going to be on minutes restrictions, and I know you want to ease your way into it, but getting the guys to play basketball together is going to be important for the postseason. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you got to get that
fun
chemistry.
Start. But Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey have to get on a basketball court together for stretches this season. That you cannot just get to the finish line and have them play a grand total of 9 games together this year. It will be a disaster.
Yeah,
so,
no, I agree, brother.
Yeah,
that is my only concern. I think within the next month or so, we need some consistency on this rotation. That doesn't mean Joel's playing every game. It just means when Joel's out, you know who is playing, right?
Yes.
So they're figuring some things out right now. But
right, it's a little too much throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks type of Nick. And I'm not saying he's wrong for it, because you technically don't know what you have each and every night. But like I said, like last night, like Barlow gets the start but plays less minutes. Trendon Watford and Jabari Walker and Justin Edwards all get minutes. Like There's
Yeah.
just a lot going on. Jared McCain's getting slid down the totem pole. It's like, figure that part out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But ultimately, man, if you ask yourself like 8-5, like I don't know, like have they not performed above expectations almost so far? I don't know. Where are they at expectation wise, you think? Like, is this kind of how I guess it's kind of what I expected in a sense.
I mean,
I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, not I guess they are 8-5, like middle of the pack ish. They're figuring things out though. Like you were gonna be, you're not gonna come out and get a 15-game win streak when you're not one fully healthy and two having chemistry and playing together.
No,
So
I think I don't have. I mean, on a night-to-night basis, I have complaints from within a game, but I don't have overall resounding complaints about the first 13 games, of this season. Like you mentioned, it was Paul George's first game. He played 20 minutes. Joel's missed time. Oubre's now out, but like they haven't been fully healthy, which again, when it comes to the Sixers, you're never going to expect the term fully healthy to be thrown out there too often. But
right.
And out of their 5 losses, one of them's to Boston. They're 2-1 against the Celtics. So unless you expected them and they lost by 1 in that game with a chance to win it. And 2 of the other 4 are both against Detroit, who are still the number 1 seed.
11 straight wins, yeah.
And the other one is against Orlando, I believe, correct?
I want to say we beat Orlando.
I think, didn't we just lose?
We play them twice?
I forget.
Maybe.
We did beat Orlando the first time. I think we lost to them this. Could be off. Don't know. Getting confused here, but yeah. So it's like, yeah. I don't have any complaints. You get Toronto tonight. You get an injured Bucks team tomorrow. Let's see if they can take care of business tonight, because this would be the first one, right? Like tomorrow, you at least know you're probably getting Paul George. Maybe you even get Joel tomorrow night. No Giannis. Let's take care of business there. Tonight, like the Raptors aren't good, but they do have firepower offensively. Sixers over the last 4 games are averaging 106 points per, which is the worst or 31st in the NBA, or 30th in the NBA, whatever. So, try to get the offense going tonight, man. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be tough. Toronto has been playing some good basketball. I only know this because I was doing some research going into for the NBA pod later, but they've been playing some good basketball. We'll see. See how it goes.
We'll talk about it with you guys on Friday, and we'll be live tomorrow for Turf Talk, talking more about the NFL. For myself, for Scotty, make sure to check us out on Twitter at DSM_media, and of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel, subscribe to the Scotty Talks NBA YouTube channel, and subscribe to NFL Turf Talk YouTube channel. For myself and Scotty, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Peace, everybody. Go Sixers.